Yesterday during the porch party call, which is my group mentorship membership, where we have 2-hour calls, I was asked, well, you don't use the word trigger. You don't use the word trigger. What do you use? Because they said that they were triggered by a few things. And I said, the word I use is notice. And what I'm noticing is a thought in my head or a sensation in my body. I don't use trigger, same as I don't use OCD to mean that I'm focused on a thing or that I like something a specific way. I don't use those words because I don't find them actually helpful. I find them inflammatory. I find that what they do is they dig anchors into my victimhood or medicalizing something about me. It's just part of my humanity. So, say fella and I are together and he says a thing and I notice a sensation in my body, clang, or I notice a thought in my head. And when I shift the words that I use to explain my experience, I either heighten, like when I use that I'm triggered, or when I use victimizing words at myself, then I feel more like a victim. Here's what I'm not saying, that I'm not being mistreated. That's not what I'm saying. But I have control over the way I experience myself in my life. And part of my control, the way I shape my experience in my life, is by the words that I use. And I'm not fluffing things up. I do notice that there's this flare that happens when I want to fight people about something. But what I'm not doing, or what I don't mean to do, or what I mean to do, is neutralize things so that I get to plainly notice, oh, this thing happened, and oh, I had a reaction in my mind or in my body. And then I noticed these words I was using with myself. I noticed these words attached to this sensation. And so part of what I've learned how to do for myself and what I desire to share with you is that I can tickle apart these, because we think that every time this thought shows up and this sensation shows up, that it's capital T true, and that the only thing we can do is now be in a shame spiral, or now feel righteously indignant. But we have options, and the options happen when we can notice that it's happening. When I can notice, oh, I'm thinking that again. Oh, this is the part where my previous pattern was I would behave in this way. Oh, this is the part in my previous pattern that I would react in this way. The noticing is the magic. And when I can start to notice, and look, a notice is a win. And if I notice in the middle of it, like I did when I was on my way to hurt my own feelings in a video that I did yesterday, Monkey Girl, the notice is a win when I notice, like later that day, oh, I did this thing, I heard this thing, and then this showed up in my head and this showed up in my body. Because like we do this thing where like something happened and then this one huge thing happened. But it's a bunch of tiny things that we all put together that we call a reaction. A reaction in our thoughts, a reaction in our body, and then a behavior, a compulsion, either outwards, that I do this thing, say this thing, or inwards, that I close in on myself, that I do this thing by shutting down. I say these words to myself about myself, or to myself about the other people on the inside. So that's what I did. If it was a wonder for you, that's why I don't use that word. I work really hard to not use medicalized words because I don't want to pathologize our humanity, right? There are some people that a diagnosis helps them be able to explain, like flash a badge at people. See, this is why you don't understand me because I'm different in this way. Flash a badge. And sometimes that's helpful, but then sometimes it gets some people have come to me because they're kind of stuck in this really sticky tar pit because they're like, well, here's my diagnosis, and then this is the deficiency that I have in this neurotransmitter, and that's why I have to do these things. And when that's helpful, then it is helpful. It stops being helpful when you have removed your humanity and that this is my beautiful brain and this is my beautiful body and it's the way we work together. When your diagnosis doesn't help you get friendly with the way your beautiful brain works and the way your beautiful body works, and it kind of makes it so you feel trapped, and you're the only one that can say that this is happening for you. For me, getting friendly with the way my brain does work and with the way my body does work and how they work together and how I can lead them to different conclusions than is my default, that's good stuff, my friend. So, good morning from the girls and I, the kitten watching over us. All right, friends. Good day to you from us and the moon.